Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Just a couple things at the top. We'll get right to your questions. Qasim.
General, thank you. I have a few questions from last week. Your partner SDF made a statement that two of their helicopters carrying their members to northern Iraq crashed in northern Iraq. And the statement said they were on a training exchange mission. What role the U.S. military did U.S. military play in this so-called exchange of training in northern Iraq? And also, were any of the funds provided by the United States used in that mission?
Yeah, thanks. I know we talked about this earlier, but I'm happy to answer it again here in front of your colleagues. So again, the United States had nothing, no participation whatsoever in the SDF helicopter flights. As you know, the SDF is its own force. They conduct their own operations. We do partner with the SDF on defeat ISIS operations regularly, but again, there was no U.S. or coalition involvement in the helicopter incident, nor do we have any knowledge either before that mission took place.
And then just a follow up on that. So you say you don't have any knowledge and you were not involved, but you know, United States is training this force. United States is equipping this force. How confident are you that this capability is provided by the United States, the funds provided by the United States, are not going to be used by this group against your NATO ally Turkey in the future?
Again, the SDF has been a very valuable partner in confronting ISIS, and will continue to partner with SDF to confront and defeat ISIS in an enduring way. We train a lot of forces around the world, many of which conduct their own operations. But again, in this case, we will, again, we had no involvement, no participation. I'm not sure how else you'd like me to say that, other than just to keep repeating.
I'm just wondering if you have any concerns, or how confident are you that this group getting into Iraq, coming back into Syria, and is being trained?
Yeah, I'll allow the SDF to speak for themselves, but thanks, Qasim. Yes, sir.
Thank you, General. It's a follow-up on one of the subjects that you've just spoken to. It's the helicopter incident in northeast Syria and northern Iraq. It's just trying to understand, because I'm really struggling to understand the fact that the United States didn't have any information at all about these helicopter flights that are taking off from northeast Syria, where there's a US base with about 1,000 troops that we just heard last week from Mr. Milley as well. Is it really the case that the United States didn't know these helicopter flights that were, in the vicinity of a massive US base in the region? Is that the case, sir?
So first of all, again, just to put things into perspective, on any given day, we're monitoring a lot of different activities around the world. And I'm not going to get into what specific operations outside of U.S. coalition operations that we may or may not be monitoring. My response to Qasim's question was that the United States was not involved in any helicopter operations or SD operations, cross-border operations. And my understanding is it was a training mission. But again, I'd have to refer you to the SDF to talk about their operations.
Because we also heard last week, for example, the Russian unsafe and irresponsible flights also over the US base in northeast Syria. So the United States is very well aware of all the activities in the vicinity. So I understand that the US may or may not be involved, but it's just the optics of it. You didn't have any idea. I'm just trying to verify
I said that the U.S. did not have any involvement with the operation.
Thank you, General.